As a passionate fan of From, I am really glad it is getting more recognition. Back when season 1 came out, almost nobody I talked to knew about it. Now, everything is different. The show has gotten way more popular. Theorists talk about it. Nerds love it. There are lots of its viral scenes on social media. Lots of people are invested in the story and the millions of questions, and they want answers. The show has interesting characters, great cinematography, overpowered monsters, and an unbelievably hot Latina.
My God. My God, man. I don't even know what my name is.
Season 1 was immersive, it pulls you in, it was mysterious and dark. Second season introduced new mysteries. The third season, although slow at times, had many amazing moments, and the answers we got at the last episode were oddly satisfying. Although we have 100 more questions now. How could the show hook us in the first season and make us love it, but in the third season it feels annoyingly ambiguous and almost boring? In this video, I'm going to answer these questions by looking at these 6 episodes of From and explain why they get the best and worst ratings. And I'm going to be referring to IMDb ratings because what's truly important is the opinion of the people. Firstly, let's look at episode 5 of season 2, Lullaby, which has the rating of 6.3. The first scene of the episode where creatures are bothering Randall and getting into his head, and the scene where Jade plays for Victor are the most interesting parts of the episode, but that's it. Other parts are just, hey guys, Sarah has killed people. Nothing happens. With a pretty decent first season, From has devolved into a show not about the mystery, the survival of a town trapped, nor their efforts to escape. It has now become a melodrama delving into pointless interpersonal relationships within the town. This guy seems to be disagreeing with other comments. I don't understand how this episode and the one prior got so many bad reviews. Do people not understand character development? A perfect answer to this would be this guy's comment. From season 2 episode 5, Lullaby fails to live up to the horror and drama that initially captivated me. One of the major drawbacks of this episode is the reliance on unending arguments among the characters. Yes, I agree that some slow scenes make sense and are crucial for character development, but others are repetitive and boring. In contrast to episode 7 of season 1, All Good Things, that has a rating of 8.3. People love this episode because other than the horror sequences, it showed Tabitha and Jim trying to figure out the wires, Father Kotri opening up to Boyd and getting killed at the end of the episode by a creature. Episode 7, All Good Things, completely surprised me. This has been the most promising episode since the pilot, and my optimism for the show has been restored. I appreciate how the show's monsters have depth beyond simply killing and are motivated by other factors. Discovering their true agenda will be intriguing. Oh boy, you have no idea. This was by far the best in terms of pace, tone, etc. And the monsters are some of the scariest I've seen because their motivation seems to be much more than just kill, kill, kill.
It wasn't my choice to be this way.
The first season was interesting because it created ambiguity and hyped us up for the last episode to answer the questions, also creating horrifying sequences such as this. Characters were being developed and mysteries were being worked on. The thrill was the core of the show. Unlike the episode 7 of season 3, These Fragile Lives, that has a rating of 5.7. As one viewer commented, endless filler. Missing thrills. The latest season has been a frustrating disappointment, with each episode feeling like it's stuck in an endless loop of repetitive conversations and recycled plotlines. What's especially frustrating is that there's so much potential here. The storyline has intriguing elements and the world building is solid, but they have chosen to pad out the episodes with filler instead of pushing the story forward. Slow and uninspired. Things could have really moved faster with Tabitha and her nightmare, with Fatima, or with Elgin. More unnecessary chat, no progression, all the characters just whining and another character telling a boring story about themselves in an attempt to comfort the whiner. Also another It's my fault. No, it's not.
This is not your fault.
This is not your fault.
It's not your fault, Dad. It wasn't your fault.
The only part which we wanted to see of the family going out and discovering clues was 2 minutes of total screen, while Fatima complaining and her subplot went for about 15 minutes. I totally agree with the last one. I believe the main issue of this episode is too much Fatima time and Acosta. She's an incompetent, unqualified person who is also arrogant and assertive and rude. Dude, you just killed Nikki. You're supposed to apologize, you stupid bitch. She's everything she's not supposed to be, and the show's spending too much time on her while we have other things to worry about. I just hope they do something important with her character in the next season, otherwise all these annoying scenes we tolerated would be for nothing. In contrast to Randall's annoying scenes that kinda make sense in episode 1 of season 3, Shatter, that got the rating of 8.3. Randall is mad and can be annoying at times, but at night, he saves some people's lives. People's unity against the town and creatures makes this episode even more interesting. Other than that, there are things at stake. They're out of food, everybody's agitated, and the creatures use this opportunity to quote-unquote break them. There's so much tension in the last scene. Lives are at risk. Creatures use a very smart strategy to trap Boyd and make him watch. In the last minutes, Tian Chen, a supporting, loving, nurturing, innocent character, gets killed by the town. As my jaw was dropped at the end of this episode, I couldn't even believe what I saw. It was brilliant. The opening episode is better than all of the episodes of season 2. A perfect way to begin. On the edge of my seat for 10 minutes straight. Yeah, same here, dude. Literally the best episode so far. I'm in my late 40s and that is the first time in over 20 years that I have been scared by a show or a movie. I see some people rating it low, I don't understand why. It was scary and intense and emotional and continues to keep me guessing. As you can see, what most viewers that love this episode agree on is that it was intense. Unlike the episode 9 of season 3, Revelations chapter 1, that has a rating of 6.5. Barely acceptable anymore. You guys destroyed a fantastic series. Season 3 started out pretty good, but nothing is happening anymore. Jade is the only character that does something productive, and his progression is shown like 30 seconds each episode or something. You have turned our characters into people that are just argumentative and combative. No problem solving, no moving forward with the story at all. Exactly. It doesn't move forward. By the way, Acosta is still annoying. The conversations between Elgin and Ellis are unnecessarily long and they kind of fail to add anything because we already knew that Elgin has good intentions and he's just naive and stupid. Most of the conversations lead to nothing. In contrast to episode 4 of season 3, There and Back Again, with the rating of 8.2, where Boyd talking about his plans leads to him trying to execute it, and the conversation he has with Randall leads to him realizing that there's something wrong, and the creature's messing with him, trying to break him again, but this time through Randall. And they even keep him alive, which makes the creatures all the more terrifying. After the first episode of the season, this episode managed to be thrilling, and a lot of things had happened within this single episode. Victor and Sarah opening up to each other, Jade opening up about his hallucinations to Kenny and Christy, neck to neck with episode 1. In my opinion, this episode has everything a good episode should have. We got both some answers and new questions. People are right to love this episode more than others. New people are coming to town bringing Tabitha, she's coming at night, annoying incompetent officer shoots one of the people of Colony House and she dies. Lots of things are happening. So, Donna has a breakdown and Fatima's actions leave us with more questions, some of which will be answered in the last episode. From finally tells us what these creatures are. It gives answers but also more questions, which I truly want to be answered and I totally look forward to the next season. From is a beautiful thrill ride with an overwhelming amount of mysteries.
I'm in love with you.
It has the potential to become a masterpiece in the later seasons just like the first one, and I hope it does.